Everybody, this is John. Welcome to the free video. Of course, earnings that were out today, the big one everybody was watching was Tesla, and then Fitbit as a newer company. Fitbit was interesting. It had an initial short covering spike. It actually killed earnings and got as high as like $56. You can see after hours it's been selling off. I wouldn't be surprised to see it actually open up back to unchanged. Of course, because that would suck all the premium out of the options, which we're at 178% implied volatility. So that's just kind of how the option market works. In terms of from the perspective of there's hardly any shares to borrow, was looking that it could potentially explode higher just based on short covering, but it looks like it's kind of your typical options related premium sucking play. And for Tesla, now, of course, I'm doing this at 30 minutes after the close. It may be a different story tomorrow. Tesla had a spike up and then has come down. Expected move about $20, and now it's down about $16. Fitbit, the expected move was like $6. So both of these kind of high-profile stocks so far within their expected move. Essentially, any moves like this that are within the expected move are won by option sellers, and if they're outside of the expected move, then option buyers potentially have an advantage there. Okay, so this is one where we want to take a look at where these are in the morning, see if there's any recovery, or see kind of where they are. Again, Fitbit, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point tomorrow it gets closer to where it closed. That way all those options can expire worthless. But at this point, one question, a lot of times people ask us like, man, Fitbit killed earnings. Why are they going lower? That doesn't make any sense. The news really doesn't matter. It's what was already priced into the market. So if the market's priced in the best earnings on the planet and they had the best earnings on the planet, then what do you do on that news? You sell. Oh, they did what we thought. They got the best new earnings on the planet, so let's take our profits. So that's how that works, and that's why stocks, is they're related to their earnings announcement, and the move they actually make is not necessarily going to be in alignment. And then if we look at both of these stocks, and of course this does not include the after hours data, but if we just kind of look at both of them, you can see that Tesla was kind of set up here with the squeeze, poised for a potential short covering rally, also kind of a head and shoulders top. Again, it'll be interesting to see where it ends up. Right now, expected move was $20. It's down about $16 after hours. So anything could happen there. And then if we look at Fitbit from a daily perspective, obviously this is a new company. At this point, trading at 45.80. That's at the 21 EMA, and that's essentially a buy zone. Okay, so that's what we got there. What about the NASDAQ futures today? So the NASDAQ futures today started off super strong, had a breakout, and then fell back actually below the bottom of this trend line, which was fairly interesting. And so, let's go back here. The idea with this before is I had set up a hedge on the break of this trend line, and now you can see we can't even get back up above it, even though today was a pretty phenomenal rally. So that was actually kind of interesting. Of course, what drove this, a large part of it was Priceline. Priceline, fantastic move. Ended up closing up 5.6%. It opened up kind of, for anyone that was playing this for kind of the overnight move, essentially. I mean, gosh, let's look at a 5-minute chart here. I mean, you can see it pretty much opened up and then just started selling. And that's happened with a couple of these stocks like Amazon and stuff like that. It's just, man, take those profits. At this point, though, I actually like this stock for at least a retest of the fire line, which would take it back up to 1384, okay? And also, don't forget, Dawn is going to be teaching a class on Saturday. Go to simpleroptions.com/consistent. And this is, again, the biggest question we always get is, what are the most consistent trading setups and strategies? And he's got a lot of cool tools that he's going to show you. Essentially, how to use the cumulative and comparative tick indicators, which are included in the class, by the way. How you can read and anticipate market direction. What really drives order flow. And from there, you've got some great tools in terms of how to analyze the market conditions. There's the concept that, and it was interesting. I was on the phone today with someone that said, "Hey, gosh, I saw some of the things that you were doing. I've got an analytical mind, and I would like to start doing this. How long is it going to take me to get up to speed?" And I started telling him this whole concept that if you don't understand trade logic, then your directional bias that you're going to learn from whatever indicators that you look at is going to be worthless. You got to understand this, okay? And this is something that Don does better than anybody that I know. So that's the Saturday part of the class. That's coming up this Saturday. And then again, I always think that doing it is about 3 times to 4 times to 5 times better than having it explained to you. And the doing it part comes here with the live trading session, and that is $497, which includes the Saturday class. All right, you guys have an awesome rest of the trading week, and we'll see you at the next update.